House of Wicked Knowledge. The log is familiar. These logs are used by monster traders from Katapash who want to ensure their most powerful beasts stay in their cages. It can't be forced, but one delicate twist of a knife and... done. Okay, you can keep going. Oh. Oh, it's that kind of place. Okay, alright, I see you. A hunt is a clash between the hunter's cunning and the shrewdness of the prey. When the prey expects a trap, the hunter's acumen is put to test when trying to subvert such expectations. Willidas has proven he understands this fundamental principle. The commander bursts through the front door and freezes. For all the tales about the mansion supposedly becoming a citadel, no one is there to assault the unwanted guests. There are no flying arrows, no chilling battle cries, and the expensive furniture hasn't been turned into makeshift barricades. The commander and her companions carefully examine the luxurious antechamber. There are 2 doors leading deeper into the mansion. One bears a symbol of a mirror, and the other a symbol of a knife. There is a bloody pigeon feather in front of the doors, and a note that contains 2 words. Welcome, assassin. The commander recalls that the bloody feather is a symbol of Shax, the blood marquis. This demon lord is infamous for luring his victims into labyrinths full of deadly traps. The door slams shut loudly behind her. The commander... So... 2 doors. One is a mirror, the other one's a knife. Do I wanna walk to the trap? Let's see, they say something about traps in the first paragraphs. When the prey expects a trap, the hunter's acumen is put to test when trying to subvert such expectations. Let's go with the mirror then. Stepping through the doorway, the commander suddenly feels nauseous, and an icy chill runs across her skin. Her intuition screams that she has just passed through an interplanar portal, and she instantly loses all sense of direction and balance. It seems that the rooms of this dimension occupy different layers of reality, and these portals unite them into an elaborate labyrinth, where a single wrong turn is enough to lose one's way entirely. Oh god. Okay. Greed and arrogance are traits inherent to almost all demons, and the Lord of the Mansion seems eager to prove himself without equal the indulgence of both these vices. The door leads into a magnificent seating room. It hasn't been furnished in a manner indicative of tasteful refinement. The lamp reflections sparkle on gilded furniture. The floor is covered in elaborate mosaics. The shelves are full of expensive trinkets. As if all this luxury wasn't enough, the whole room is reflected back again in a giant mirror that covers the entire ceiling. As soon as the commander enters, the mirror's surface ripples, starting to bubble, bulge, and ooze like molasses. It sends its sticky tendrils towards the outsiders, and a single touch from those appendages pierced the flesh with a sepulchral chill. I'm gonna go stealth. So I looked for cover. After a quick, thoughtful glance at her reflection, I hide under a spindle-legged coffee table. As soon as her reflection disappears from the glittering surface of the mirror, the disoriented tentacles start lunging blindly in different directions, unable to locate their prey. Hidden from the watchful eye of the monster, the commander sneaks towards the exit. There are 3 doors that lead out from the room occupied by the strange carnivorous mirror. The commander decides to open the one bearing the symbol of... I did not hit any checks to tell me what it is. A crooked knife, a tooth-filled maw, a pair of scales. Which one would be worse? Definitely don't want to know what the tooth-filled maw is. A pair of scales. You can think of lizards and dragons. Crooked knife, though, would be the one everyone would be leaning towards too. Let's go with a pair of scales. How bad could it be? You know, just a dragon. No matter how gleefully the lord of this palace mutilates flesh, he is first and foremost a scientist. And a scientist, by definition, is a madman who can put to shame any giggling maniac with a knife. Therefore, it comes as no surprise that this laboratory is furnished with care and order, and there is no hint of the tawdry luxury found in the other rooms. There is a multitude of flasks and vials with potions resting on the tables, and the cupboards are full of jars containing brains of all shapes and colors. As soon as the door closes behind the commander's back, a huge silvery autoclave opens with a whizzing clang, emitting a wave of foul-smelling brine. A hideous homunculus, covered in glistening slime, crawls out of the autoclave. Its liquid, malleable body constantly grows new limbs, eyes, and mouth, absorbing the bits and pieces it no longer requires. It seems the monster can't decide what shape it should take. It stares at the commander with malevolent intelligence. It seems it has better mental faculties than most alchemically produced creatures. The homunculus giggles repulsively as it grabs a vial full of acid and aims it at the commander's head. Let's intimidate it. Aygan takes a deep breath and produces a frightening roar. The homunculus wails in 3 different voices and flees rapidly. Its multitude of thin little legs meld to produce 2 stout, muscular ones before turning into a flexible tail of a snake. The homunculus finds a narrow hole and crawls inside. It continues to whimper as it peers out with its saucer-like eyes. Stepping over the wreckage of expensive lab equipment and shattered glass, the commander pauses before the 3 doors and eventually chooses the one with the symbol of... God, there we see a tooth-filled maw again. I think I'm lost in this place. By the way, hi Dad, I see you. Hello. Let's see a full moon. The commander enters a magnificent bedroom and ends up knee-deep in a seemingly bottomless pile of soft blankets, fuzzy rugs, plump feather beds, and other covers of all sorts and shapes. They allure and promise the sweetest dreams, if only Aygan would lie down and close her eyes. It's a dangerous temptation. Anyone who allows these fluffy killers to put them to sleep won't wake up ever again. They will crawl over their victim, piling up around them, and then suffocate and smother them to death. Oh, great. Another definition of nightmare, I see. Carving through a feather bed with her blade, the commander sees glistening flesh, and a thick ichor oozes out from the rend in the fabric. Yet, no book has ever mentioned such strange, bizarre creatures. The commander can only guess that this is the result of a strange experiment in some predatory swarm organism that disguises itself as something harmless, and then preys on those it lures close. The commander decides that the best decision would be to start a fire God, no. To carve a path. Or to find and destroy the leader. Sure. The rugs bleed when carved up with a blade. They are a swarm or a pack, and therefore may have a leader. Aygan surges forward, allowing the hungry mass to smother and bury her under its weight while she doggedly presses ahead. At last, she finds a large purple cluster of flesh that resembles a giant brain. When touched, it wobbles and quivers like jelly. Aygan splits it open with a single decisive blow, and the wounded creature emits a barely audible, high-pitched squeal. The rug swarm bulges and convulses in pain, dying in terrible agony. It would seem these creatures had an invisible link, and destroying the brain doomed the whole brood. The commander decides to search the place. Who knows what secret compartments have been hidden beneath the repulsive mass of fabric and flesh. The search reveals a disguised niche, and inside it is a stack of papers. These are the journals of a mad surgeon who researched the brains of living creatures. The experiments described on these pages are as repulsive as they are enlightening for anyone who isn't too squeamish to finish the reading. 3 doors with different symbols lead from the master's bedroom. The commander decides she would rather take her chances behind the one with... By the way, I got notes. Boiling cauldron. The commander walks into an enormous kitchen. There are massive cauldrons with shiny, polished sides, and a tiny green flame flickers within a magical web oven. The aroma of delicious spices beckons from the countless cupboards and shelves that line the walls. However, as soon as the commander enters the room, the cauldron's lids fly up in the air, blow off in a powerful explosion. A nasty grayish-pink slime oozes out of the open cauldrons, swelling up like a dough. The slime flows down onto the floor, gathering up into massive clotted clusters, which then begin to crawl towards the commander. Aygan has never seen or read about such creatures before, and thank you so much for Wrathoftherighteous. Let me get some drink. Yeah. Wrathoftherighteous? Yeah, it's a hydrate thing. Because Amiri used to say blood for Gorum. So you guys are shouting war for Gorum so I can drink some water. Because I'm Gorum. Okay. It is reasonable to suggest that this was the outcome of a complicated and perverted magical experiment. This carverous slime was captured in a cave, subjected to magical transformation and fed entirely with brain tissue. We can hit any of those. Oh, no, actually we can. Let's see. Decides to burn the monster. Searches the kitchens for a poisonous concoction. Or searches the room for a safe escape route. Meh. Let's try to burn it down. Aygan quickly uses the magical sigils controlling the oven to turn the small fire inside a roaring green flame. Aygan hides behind it and lures the slime right into the open oven. The monster fails to perceive the threat of fire and crawls inside. Oh. Instantly beginning to bubble and boil. In a matter of moments, all that remains of the creature is suffocating stench that hangs in the air. After meticulously examining the food, the undisturbed shelves, the commander decides to rest. She takes the opportunity to recuperate and bandage her wounds. But I have no wound. It is thinking ahead rather than rushing forward recklessly that separates able tacticians from those who harshly press on and perish. 2 doors lead from this kitchen, where it is apparently easier to be eaten than to eat. The commander chooses the one that is marked with the symbol of... Okay, so we have been to the full moon. Let's go to the blazing fire now. Which sounds like a great idea. Not. The commander finds herself in a long stone passage. No traps are triggered by her careful steps. Yet, at the end of the passage, her vision grows blurry. The illusion of safety falls apart like a house of cards, revealing an endless fiery field, ashen mountains, rivers of lava, and magmatic volcanoes. Hot wind scorches her face. It is not difficult to conclude that this deathly place is the elemental plane of fire. Ash and volcanic rock tremble beneath the commander's feet, but walking on it seems safe enough for now. The only escape route is the distant 3-way arch of rove-hewn stone containing the 3 familiar doors. However, in order to reach it, the commander must find a way past the river of fire, in which tiny islets of porous stone are just barely visible. The river spews out tongues of roaring flame that lands on the banks and crystallize into dark glass. As a result, both banks of the river have become steep, jagged cliffs of obsidian. The commander has nothing left but... I can hit any of those. Which one is hardest? Knowledge world. Let's go with lore religion. To walk along the bank looking for a ford, guided by her knowledge of interplanar travel. Nice. Aygan remembers a few tales of travelers who have survived the plane of fire and decides to venture forth along the fiery river's bank. The trek is long and dangerous, but after a couple of hours, she finally finds what she's been looking for. A strip of hardened black glass arcing across a stream of lava, like a volcanic bridge. Aygan carefully makes her way to the other side using the makeshift bridge and climbs up to the stone arches. After reaching the stone portals, the commander has to decide which of the 3 doorways to enter, and eventually she settles on the one with the symbol of a rod, the one we haven't been yet. Oh! The door doesn't budge. The commander forces it open with her weight and enters the same hall where this dangerous expedition first began. Interesting. The cozy, comfortable setting in no way hints at the nightmares that awaited the commander inside the mansion. The door outside is wide open, and through the doorway, dark figures can be seen clutching weapons. All of this was nothing but a warm-up. The final, decisive battle is still to come. The commander prepares for a fight as she steps outside the accursed mansion. What? So I've been inside for absolutely nothing, and the fight is outside? Right. The leader of this gang of demons is grotesquely disfigured, even by the standards of the Abyss. A disproportionately large and bloated head rests on a tiny disformed body covered in bumps and furrows, like a shriveled walnut. What seems at first to be the mane of hair standing up on its end is revealed upon closer inspection to be bone needles sticking out from his pale, blistered skin. Where the mouth should be, there is instead a bony plate formed from yellowing teeth that have grown together. It protrudes out from his torn, lacerated lips. His voice appears to come from a slobbering, undulating hole in his neck, just beneath his chin. More bloody larvae showing up at my place. I'm getting very tired of these visits. What a freak. Even I feel somewhat conflicted. Would killing this creature be an act of cruelty or mercy? Do not wish to show mercy to the scum that set me up. Who are you? A snort of derision escapes from the creature's throat, and he makes a dismissive gesture with his hand, his dirty nails curling into long, thin spirals. You don't even know who you've decided to challenge? Let these words herald your imminent death, outsider. I am Willidus, the wizard confidant and advisor to the Lady in Shadow. I'm also known as the Vivisector. Graybor smirks, not bothering to hide his contempt. So many words. I'll simply call you a corpse. Less impressive sounding, perhaps, but easy to remember. Why did you put a hit on Darazand and give Graybor a faulty magical weapon? The demon hisses in frustration, spittle flying from the hole in his neck. Nonsense. Why would I want that idiot dead? What possessed him to think I'm the one who put a hit out on him? And how dare you make pathetic amateurs even think that a scheme of mine might possibly fail? If I truly wanted to kill Darazand, he'd be long gone. But no, I don't give a damn about anyone from that swarm of locusts. Vivisector, he's no wizard, he's an alchemist. Well, he might be level 19 wizard and he might be level 6 alchemist. Who knows? You know, at this point, all of my enemies have 40 levels in front of me, so... I expected such an answer. For some reason, whenever I corner these scoundrels and demand a reckoning, none of them are brave enough to own up to their crimes, and they never go quietly when I slit their throat. Why did you turn your house into a trap? I was expecting assassins, and therefore I prepared a warm welcome for such guests. I trust that you appreciated my vivarium. When I'm finished with you, you become a new decoration for my palace, and another test for those who follow you. You will be mine. Some of you will be mindless pets, and the more attractive ones, I may use you to meet other needs. Yuck! The monstrosity giggles laterally, and the sound is shrill and repulsive like metal against glass. Did you create the monsters I found in the mansion? Demon cackles with glee and replies scornfully. You call them monsters, silly girl? What can you possibly know about it? Those are masterpieces of vivisection. Impossible creations conceived not by nature, but born of my scalpel, needle, and magic. So who do you think wants you dead? My enemies are many and dangerous, and I could spend an eternity guessing. But there's no need for that. Once I've killed you, I'll soak your warm little brains in my concoctions, and read the names of my enemies like tea leaves in their wrinkled patterns, and then I'll have a lovely dinner. There is greedy, predatory gleam in those tiny eyes, buried deep within the folds of wrinkled flesh. Right. What do you think, Graybor? Usually I'm quite capable of detecting lies, but this ugly wretch is impossible to read. And why does it matter anyway? Even if he's not lying, we'd do well to get rid of him. I agree. He just tried to kill us in his mansion. Besides, will you ever sleep well knowing this monstrosity is still alive somewhere? I agree. Your words reek of deceit. The dim, cloudy eyes flare with anger, and his smug giggles gives way to a low, menacing growl. Soon we shall find out what your tiny, ridiculous, worm-eaten brain smells like. Kill her! I won't lie, I've been waiting for this moment. Tomorrow morning my reputation will be spotless once again. Sweet dreams
they will break against our resolve.
are made of... what? Wait, what? Really? Willidus is a level 8 outsider, level 7 witch, and that's it? He's not even a wizard. So, he is neither a vivisector, alchemist, nor he is a wizard. Let's see. He does have the best hexes, though. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. This is bad. He's neither. Exactly, like, how come he's neither? Okay. The only problem that I see is that there are way too many incubuses.
Simply business.
Burn, slice, behead. I will resist.
Okay, let's hope this is enough. Wait, are these dudes also enemies? Ouch. Sila's getting got.
The Inheritor, guide my blade into the fray.
Prepare yourself.
Who's casting what? Oh, the incubus. Both of them are casting touch. Shoot. All three of them, actually. Big Willidus is almost dead. He is... Nice, Willidus is down.
Desna, guide my hand.
It can't be it. This fight is too easy. It has to have a turn round 2. Oh, of course. I'm Horzala, and on behalf of the Assassin's Guild, I congratulate Greybor on completing this contract. You have fulfilled the order we received for Willidus' murder, and therefore you have the right to collect the bounty, even though you were not a guild member yourself. I'm sure you also have many questions about what just happened. I doubt our guild is hard to find. There is a notice board at its entrance where the assassination contracts are posted. Who are you? I'm Horzala, Baphomet's daughter. Horzala, not Hepzimira. She's my elder sister, but I doubt you'll be able to appreciate the true extent of my misfortune. I'm also known in Alushingra. It's not Alushingra, it's Alushinira. As the assistant and right hand of Yaz, the head of the Assassin's Guild. Do you know what happened here? I may know a thing or two. We should discuss these matters inside the guild, not in public. Who's going to overhear us? The corpses? Why don't you come here and speak to us face to face instead of projecting an illusion? Or are you afraid we won't like your answers and will make you join Willidus? We'll pay a visit. Thank you for your answer. bounty awaits you. I'm not sure what reward awaits us, but I truly hope it's a considerable sum of gold, and not a meager payment served up at the end of the raid. Amber, you know he was already dead, right?
Quick, quick! Else we miss all the fun!